All right, on this taxless show, we're going to talk about how business owners can actually create massive wealth and legacy using some unique tools out there. We're going to talk about the unlimited Roth strategy that allows you to actually add a lot more income into your Roth, building up massive amounts of wealth. We're also going to talk about how one single mom went from having zero retirement strategy from her business and nothing to protect her family to a huge retirement strategy and insurance savings that actually reduces her tax burden. And we're talking about the legal double dipping strategy for helping actually get ink. And then we're going to talk about the legal double dipping strategy to help build legacy wealth for your children for now and into the future. All this with Anil Melwani from 212 Tax. All right, welcome to the Taxless Show. You want to know one way to save thousands of dollars, put just extra thousands of dollars in your pocket? It's super simple. Every week, we're going to send you a tip from the Taxless Show when you sign up for our newsletter, taxless.show. Or if you're on YouTube, just look below for a link to sign up for the newsletter. We're going to send you a tax tip every week. That's simple, easy to do, alternative investment advice, possible Q&As with tax experts. Plus, every month, we're going to give away a super cool I Hate Taxes t-shirt. Some version of that. But join us on the Taxless newsletter to make sure you don't miss a single Taxless episode. You deal with some interesting tax situations, but we're going to talk about a business owner today that you met. Tell us a little bit about her and what was going on.
Sure. She's actually one of my clients from Florida. Most of them are from New York, but I met her locally in Miami. And she was a single mom, divorced woman, and has a booming online business. And so she asked me to take a look at her. We met more like in a social situation, but then we eventually started talking taxes. Like it usually comes up in my conversation. Wherever I meet you, I'm talking about taxes. So, pre-warning, if you're going to meet me, we're going to talk taxes.
That's good advice.
So she I guess she had the business with her husband at the time, and then they got divorced. So I guess they split the business somehow, and it had already been a couple of years, but still going very well. She has like a kind of a warehouse office near the airport in Miami, where she has a few employees where they ship all the products out of, and so I reviewed her a couple of years.
So it's an online business.
Yeah, totally online. All the orders are placed online.
Is
it's online retail.
Online retail.
Either whether it's through Amazon, Overstock.
Yeah.
It's through like some kind of other site.
Okay.
Like it was basically, it's like, I could say it's cell phone. I don't like to keep it confidential, but I'll say it's cell phone related products.
Okay.
A lot of them. Her sales are way in the millions. Yeah.
Yeah. So big sales. Is it an international sales company? Like, do they do sales around the world or just
I'm
U.S.?
pretty sure it's just U.S. Yeah.
Just U.S. Okay. And so, what's unique about those types of businesses?
Well, I mean, like I said, the main thing we don't. She has it set up. Sales tax comes into play, but I guess in her situation, because it's through the Amazons and the Overstocks, it's not her own site. Like I had another client who has her own site. She ended up hiring. We cleaned her up. She does skincare, beauty care products. She ended up using Shopify to clean up the sales tax. So we just helped her with the income tax,
Gotcha.
federal New York, filing those and payment plans. With the woman in Miami, that because she's only not doing it through her own site and through the Amazons and they take care of the sales tax for you most of the time, but you need to make sure they are.
Yeah.
But usually you can, just like Shopify does it, I think Amazon, Overstock, they all can do it for you. You just have to do a little bit of setup and make sure it's done, and then you're at least don't have to worry about that. So you can focus more on the income tax and the other financial planning.
Do you, like, when you get a client like that, do you go in and take a look at just make sure it's set up properly? And
Yeah, sure. I mean, we'll do whatever they want us to, But
Yeah.
if generally we don't do a lot of sales tax stuff, but we know how it works, and we'll take a look at it. Sure.
yeah, because I mean, I know like some of the like sales tax and some of the states are pretty serious about their sales tax.
Oh no, they're all very serious about it, and it all pierces the corporate veil. So you are personally liable. Any unpaid sales tax or unpaid payroll tax, federal or state, you are personally responsible for, no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what. Payroll and sales tax, all the time.
That's crazy.
They can come after you personally, and they will. I've seen it happen.
So if you shut down the business,
Like there was this restaurant I used to work with in New York City, very high end, fancy restaurant, had a lot of investors, and long story short, again, they just basically closed they basically got evicted, and they had unpaid sales tax. every single investor got a notice that they owed this sales tax.
Holy,
To their
all the
personal residence.
investors?
All the investors got notices that they owed this amount of sales tax. They send it to everyone. They're collected from wherever they can. Yep.
So you,
Takes a little time for that to happen, but it happened.
wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. So we got you've got all that down. What else was going on in her business and in her personal
So yeah,
finances?
basically, she she had a pretty good volume, profitable business, but she had like no retirement and no life insurance set up, and she has two children. Of course, I don't know what the ex husband father has, but it didn't sound like he had a lot. I think he pretty much moved overseas, and so yeah, she not only was she not set up, she wasn't set up for tax savings, not set up for her. God forbid something happens to her, for her kids. Like God forbid something happens to her, what happens to her? Who's going to run the business? What happens to her kids? Financially.
And that's
So,
pretty common. That's more common than business owners not doing that. That's not like
yeah, it's unfortunately like they say it's going to be a priority and they want to make it one, but then again, life happens, and single parents probably have more challenging things sometimes. So I get it. So yeah, it was we basically set her up with we took over, of course, the tax. She has an in-house bookkeeper because she has enough going on, but I met the in-house bookkeeper and her a few times, and make the financials were in pretty good shape. We got them a little more cleaned up, and we set her up with a cash value life insurance plan with our financial partner, cash value life insurance. We set her up with a
explain what the cash value life insurance is.
cash value life insurance is basically like kind of like an unlimited Roth in a way. So you don't have that $7,000 limitation or 8,000 if you're 50 plus. You can fund it as much as you want, grows tax free, and if you want, you can always borrow against it at pretty much no interest.
Oh wow,
Like borrowing
yeah.
against yourself. So I have it for myself. I'm a big proponent of it because it's like flexible. At worst case, if you don't want to leave it for your beneficiaries, you take it out, and or borrow against it tax free.
Wow.
So
yeah.
it's kind of like one of those no brainers. Like if you have the cash, of course, lying around.
Yeah.
Just like that backdoor Roth, which by the way, now's a good time of year to do it. 7,000 if you're under 50, 8,000 if you're 50 plus. You have the cash. Even if you can't do the whole 7,000, put something in. So that and
explain the backdoor Roth.
I call it like the stupidest thing when it comes to taxes because it ends up. So if you make below the threshold, which is around 160,000, you could just put it in straight into the Roth. But if you make more than 160, you have to be backdoor. It means you put it into a traditional, non-deductible, and then put it into the Roth. Ends up in the same place, just something you need to do because that's the law.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha. So
but a cash value life insurance plan as opposed to a Roth, there's two big advantages of a cash value of a Roth. You can there's no limit.
No limit.
It's
Yeah.
8,000, and you can borrow against it. Roth, you have the limit, and I'm pretty sure you can't borrow against it in most scenarios.
So you have a bunch of cash left over, and you're like, I don't want to pay taxes on it. You can put it in there. And
No, it's after tax money.
So, okay.
You won't pay tax on the gains in the Roth.
tax on the gains.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So but if you, it's a great place to put it because then it's safe, right? And
I mean, you choose how it's invested. And it doesn't right. A VUL is where it goes into like stock market stuff or bonds funds, and there's like more the whole life, which is just annuity, CD type stuff. But you can get both. You can choose how risky you want to be.
Yeah.
That you have the choice. Either way, you still get the tax-free growth, and the borrowing against it. You get that either way. Whether you choose to be more conservative and or more risky, that you can choose.
yeah. There's it's safer than most other places, isn't it?
Safer than some other places, maybe less volatile, and you save on taxes. You don't pay those capital gains taxes when you eventually liquidate it or use it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I know a lot of people that get into real estate. It's awesome, but you the second you get out of it, now
Unless you do a 1031.
Yeah,
But
but
it's less liquid too. So I think it's just really again diversification.
Yeah.
Real estate's obviously a higher threshold to get into in most markets. So you probably want to be a little bit in both, but it depends on these things you can get in at lower levels and it's more liquid, right?
It's more liquid, yeah. If you you can borrow against it. And you're not completely taking it out. You're just paying it back, right?
If you pay it back, then it goes back into the market.
Okay, but okay. And so you did that with her, and then what else?
So she also did she was already, I think, doing the SEP IRA, so we made sure she maxes that out. Oh no, I think because of her employees, there was some. I guess the SEP IRA sole 401k was a little tricky with her employees because then she wasn't ready to contribute for them as well. So that way, I think we have to take a pause on. But she did do the cash value life insurance and put her kids as employees and set up Roth IRAs for them. Because like now, so when you pay your child, if their income's under that standard deduction limit, you take it as an expense on the business, but they don't have to pick it up as income because they're under the limit. And then if you don't need that money for them or they don't need the money, you put it into a Roth. So now you've deducted that as an expense on your business, saved those income taxes for the current year, plus you're giving your kids tax-free growth for the rest of their lives.
That's a nice
So
thing.
it's kind of double dipping, but in a totally legal, good way.
Yeah, I mean they have to be some way, shape, or form employed at the business.
Yes, technically they have to be helping you with the business in some.
Yeah.
Of course. And you have to check your state and local labor laws and child laws, what age they have to be to work. You have to look at all those things, but in most states you can set this up if you have the cash flow, of course.
If you're the cash flow, and you should definitely talk to an expert on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just don't. Not something I would try to do yourself.
No. Yeah, you don't want to doing that. So now, yeah, we didn't get back to the point of the insurance, right? With the cash value life insurance, she still has insurance too, if something happens.
Yeah, God forbid she has the death benefit. Of course, the kids get the death benefit. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's huge too, and because everyone thinks everything's going to be fine, but
we've had some stories this week.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I just saw another friend too, who all of a sudden, boom, gone, right? And it happens, and I mean, I went through it with my dad, and there was nothing left, and it happens. So it's something to think about, and it's really.
I tell people just get the medical, because like what I found out, I was getting one for my cousin this year, and he was going to do it, and then he backed off. And like he got the medical done. It's good for a year, so he's not ready to fund it right now because the company he works for, the stock went down. He wants to wait to get the cash.
Yeah.
But at least he knows when that stock goes up the next few months, whenever it happens, then he's going to fund it right away. And his medical is good for 12 months.
Okay.
So just good to know. At least he got the medical out the way.
Yeah, and medical's relatively easy, right?
They come to you. They come to your house or office and do it in your house or office. You don't have to go to you don't have to make an appointment to come to your house. You don't have to leave your living room. It's great.
That's awesome.
Maybe just go to the bathroom to give them what they need.
So you did all this. Now, how has her life changed now that you've done all this? Like, I mean, what's
She's a lot more, I think, comfortable at peace, and because I sound like she went through a little bit of a rough divorce, and she bought herself, I think, a nice car too, and had some fun with it, and that and I think now at least she has she was like, I guess, emotionally, mentally getting back on her feet, and now financially she's back on her feet. I think she's very thankful to us and feels a lot better about it.
Yeah, and I mean, when you see this with people and they do these kind of things, and now their family's taken care of, what do they say to you? Because I mean, it feels like this thing that's over. I mean, I'm sure it's like looking over them, and they're thinking about in the back of their heads. Monkey on the back, and they never.
No, really, it's just thank you. I don't know. It's not much else. Sometimes I get taken out for a drink or a meal. That. But I mean, of course, we're doing this for right. This is what we do for a living, right? So we're happy to help people. Of course, the biggest thank you, like you would say, is a referral, right? Which we're always happy to meet new people because most people need what we do, if not all.
Yeah.
So we're happy to just meet people and see if we can help them.
And so and with a business owner like that now, with growing and having to retire, money on the side, how does that affect? I mean, does that affect their lifestyle at all? Like taking that money out?
I mean, look, I guess I'm not told everything, but I think that it sounds. I mean, now that I've been doing it so many years, it sounds like people are just like in a better space mentally because it's just like again the monkey off their back, and they just feel like okay, now if they want to go out and splurge on that car, vacation, watch, whatever, they feel better doing it because they put away what they should have,
Yeah.
At least something. They're not just all going at the end of the year. If they can pull up their Fidelity Chase statement or app and like see that it's not just on their wrist or in their driveway. It's like in the bank.
Yeah.
I think they appreciate having that set up for them.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of business owners owning a business, and so many of them, all of their asset is just the business, right?
Right. Which is not a bad. Yeah, you want to diversify and set up other things.
Yeah, because there's a lot of these business people think they can sell easily,
right,
and they can't. That's all. I mean, and so, what would you say to any business owner that is thinking about, like, isn't sure what to do next with something like this? Like looking at
just get a second or third opinion, get things looked at, and again, it's not just we're CPA tax, right? But you know, have a relationship with an attorney, with a bank or two, with a financial planner, with an insurance broker. Like, have these relationships. Which, of course, we have a wide network of these people, and some we prefer more than others. But like, we're happy to introduce you to our network, whether you hire us or not. Come to us for the consultation. Introduce you who you need to. If whatever reason we're not a good fit, they are. That we have enough business going on. Look, we want to grow, we want clients, but if we can help you some other way, we're happy to. And that's really the thing. Look at everything, not just, a lot of people, whether it's business owners or not, they're like, they only have taxes in their head. They're like, I want to do this to save on taxes. I want to do that. I want to buy that to save on taxes. I want to move here to save on taxes. Okay, we'll help you talk about and analyze if that's going to work or not. But it's most of the time, I'm not just saying I'm not going to save you on taxes, or I'm not trying to like minimize your concerns, but like, there's a lot of other things to consider too.
Yeah.
Right. One of my buddies, I'm not his accountant, but I'm a very good friend of his, very successful attorney in New York City. He's talking about moving to Texas and like to save on taxes. And I'm like, okay, fine, like that's cool, like because his firm will like let him move to Texas because they have an office there. And I'm like, okay, but did you analyze all the other parts of this move? Like, okay, you're gonna save this amount, fine, but like you're moving from New York City. I'm just not gonna again. Not to say the city in Texas, but the city in Texas, like, like what are all the other aspects of it? You know what I mean? Where are you going to live? I know it's going to, and it'll cost less to live too. I mean, I moved from New York to Florida. I get it, but I really thought about it carefully, researched it carefully, and then made the move. Unfortunately, I'm happy with it. But again, so you really want to like look at the whole picture. Basically, is my point.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I mean, it ties together. And you might save money here and spend more money here, and isn't that balance?
Right.
And also, what's your ultimate goal, right?
Right.
Is to make more money, to save more money for the future, to just make more money?
Right. Exactly. What are you going to do with it? What's your family plans, your lifestyle plans? Where do you want to see yourself in 5, 10 years? It's why they say, the thing about death and taxes, right? It's keeping that in mind. Yeah, taxes are important, but like your life's maybe a little more important, and life's short, as we know. So like.
Yeah.
Don't just make a decision on taxes. Make it on where you want to spend, how you want to live your life.
How you want to live your life.
Not to get too psychological here.
Yeah, but it's important. It's important to think that. It's like not just taxes, but you need to think about taxes. You need to think about your life and like what your business does for you.
Right.
You
can run a business from Florida or Texas, and you're happy living in Florida or Texas. Yeah, you're going to save a lot of money compared to New York, California. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
Not taxes, cost of living. It is. So
cost of living.
Just think about it before you make the move.
Yeah. And if you're thinking about moving to Miami, call Anil.
If you're not moving anywhere, call me. I mean, I can give you a little bonus on South Florida, but
Yeah.
Texas. Texas, I hear is booming too. I might look into that soon. You never know.
I can't see you with the cowboy hat.
Yeah, no, I prefer the baseball caps.
Yeah. Well, this has been great. Anil, thanks for being on the Taxless Show.
Thank you.
And thank you all for making Anil and I part of your tax situation. This has been Iron Garlic and the Taxless Show. If you're behind on your taxes, you're not alone, but it can be scary, and the wrong advice can really cost you. But the right advice can get that out of your hair, and you can move on. What you need to do is find a local certified tax expert, and you can find that at besttaxhelp.org. On this website, you'll be able to find local tax experts near you, compare them, see their rates, and figure out what the best next steps for you before you ever have to talk to anyone and never have to talk to the IRS again. besttaxhelp.org.